want to mention Gloriana, the proposed wholly owned housing company that the council is in the process of starting to set up. Spread out through a number of reports this evening, you will see enabling statements which start to put us in a position where we delegate to Cabinet the powers that it needs to set up and proceed with that wholly owned housing company. And I just want us to be clear on what we're delegating. Clearly, this recommendation, it's recommendation 1.2 specifically that I'm looking at here, doesn't do the whole of this, but taken together, the various recommendations surrounding Gloriana that we're being asked to look at and approve tonight would effectively delegate to Cabinet most of the powers they need to go ahead and set this up and lend a figure which is yet to be finalised but could be around 60 million, to borrow that and lend it to Gloriana. So clearly Thurrock will be taking out a significantly sized mortgage. Now, we're making decisions tonight on some relatively small items in our budget, and it's right that we do so. I'm very uncomfortable with the idea that we're also tonight being asked to delegate purely to Cabinet, with no further input from the Council, the ability to borrow and then lend to ourselves and then spend and hopefully eventually pay back a sum to be determined, which could be around 60 million, so half of our annual budget, without any opportunity for Council to scrutinise it and agree it. Now, let me make clear, up to this point, we haven't opposed the small steps that have been taken to go ahead with the creation of the Gloriana company. And indeed, I can see a couple of areas in which it would support things that we've always said we wanted to see. One around creating a set of flexible tenancy and affordable homes options, which allows to move people up and through the system from dependency on state provision for affordable homes, perhaps through to things like shared ownership, stable affordable rents, and ultimately into home ownership, thus creating space for the next generation, and also to regenerate brownfield sites. What I would like to see is the Council to have a chance to fully debate Gloriana as soon as possible. Not just the little bits of enabling stuff that we've done so far, but the whole thing. What's its mandate? What's the policy that we're establishing to support it? And hopefully get a clear consensus mandate to allow it to go ahead with cross-party support. We're not there yet, but my hope is that we could get there. On that basis, I think some of the things we're being asked to do preempt that. And what I would very much like to ask is that we defer this item 1.2 and another one later on, until we've had a chance to have that full cross-party debate in Council, work out what the mandate for this is, and then take the whole of the decision together in one block, ideally from my perspective with the clear support of the whole of the Council. I hope the mover has the power to do that and defer that. If not, I would like to move an amendment that 1.2 be deferred until that debate has taken place at full Council. Thank you.
It would be helpful if Councillor Anderson were to clarify whether he is actually put an amendment to the floor or not.
Asked a procedural question: is it within the mover of the report's gift to say he's deferring that item rather than proposing it? If not, then I'll have to propose the amendment.
Gift or not, I'm not removing it.
To be honest, I actually stand here quite bemused. We have had regular meetings of the Development Board, which has actually been the driving force behind Gloriana, that I know Councillor Anderson has been invited to. I don't believe he's attended one. It's only Councillor Little from the opposition side that's actually shown an interest and come forward. This has been spoken about at Cabinet. We have tried to make this as cross-party and supportive as possible. And I am absolutely dumbfounded that at the 11th hour we suddenly get all stop to this. This would actually create jobs and homes in Thurrock. And to be honest, I am absolutely appalled that no interest has been shown in this until the 11th hour, and then to grab some headlines, it's suddenly put on the agenda.
I wrote to your group leaders, to the Mayor and to the Chief Executive on Monday, proposing this should take place. If they haven't shared it with you as their portfolio holder, then I would look to them as responsible to that, certainly not to me. I've attempted to maintain consensus on this, because as I said, I can see a cross-party way forwards. We've done lots on Gloriana. What we've never done is we've never brought it to full Council to take a proper full Council to be removed and be replaced with that, that the Council defer any decision on any changes to the potential indicators to Cabinet and continue to the rest of the sentence until such time as a full debate on the mandates and policy for the establishment of Gloriana has been conducted at full Council.
Thank you. Very good positive benefits from Gloriana, but it's not the things that we can see, it's the things we're not aware of. £60 million of borrowing would end up with interest repayment of somewhere in the region of £140 roughly per household in 2017-18. Now, I know, because I've taken the opportunity to have words with the senior officers on how this would work, that there would be money coming back from Gloriana to cover this. But members need to be fully aware before committing taxpayers' money and committing taxpayers to be paying off interest until such time Gloriana is in a position to start paying money back. We need to be able to make that conscious decision. Yes, it's the right thing to do. Yes, it might be a bit of a hit when we start off, but it may well be a nice payback as we go through the project. I'd love to see more houses. I'd love to see the jobs. I think, personally, I understand it's quite difficult. Before we can make this conscious decision, I think every member should be in the same position as I am, and indeed the portfolio holder is, and perhaps one or two other members, that we know the full picture. We know exactly how it will work, we will know the benefits, and we will know the risks. Thank you.
Money doesn't grow on trees. And we have to remember that the money that we use in this council comes directly or indirectly from the workers of Thurrock, the residents, the hard-working taxpayers of Thurrock. And we have to demonstrate very clearly to them that we're giving them value for money. This is a bit too sketchy for my mind at this moment to say to my residents, I'm happy that this is going to give you value for money.
Contrary to Councillor Morris Cook's outburst, which I suspect if she hadn't been correctly communicated to might not be the case, this is not about trying to throw spanners in the works. This is trying to make sure that an absolutely huge decision that this council is asked to make is made properly here in full session, and is not done by delegating it to Cabinet in bits and pieces piecemeal in the middle of a budget debate where it won't get full attention. I was very happy to provide a member for the Development Board when asked to do so. Councillor Little, as our housing portfolio holder, seems to be the right person to do that, and I confirm she's kept you fully briefed, so this is an informed proposal that I'm making tonight. I don't personally think that any members or any side of this chamber will be happy to delegate the trust that has been put in them by the electorate and say, OK, Cabinet, you can decide whether to borrow 60 million or not, and I'm going to have no further influence in it. This seems to me prudence, it seems the right way forward. It would be great if we could establish some cross-party consensus around this, and I hope that members will support that possibility by supporting this motion. Thank you.
We've been through the whole known company for the best part of a year now. One of the things that people sitting in the gallery watching from outside sometimes think is that the only time that councillors get together or do anything is they turn up here on a Wednesday night. Actually, most of the work we do is done in the background outside of meetings. Certainly, Cabinet, key members of my group have had briefings from officers on what is now called Gloriana all the way through. It's been to Cabinet on, I believe, 3 occasions where questions can be asked, where there's the opportunity to call it in for scrutiny to have a deeper look at it. It's been through scrutiny too. Mr Mayor, the truth is the house costs in Thurrock are going through the roof. From 1997 to 2012, house price inflation in Thurrock was over 210%. The average cost of a house has risen from £57,000 to £182,000. At the same time, wages have gone up from 16,000 to just under 21. That dream of owning a home in the borough is just out of reach for too many people. And at the same time, last year we know that we had just over 300 new homes completed in the borough. I think what we're seeing here is nothing more than an attempt to delay us from starting to build the homes that we know that local people need. Therefore, Mr Mayor, I would just move that we put